Fortunately, one of us, a very big, is now setting up a huge refinery. I pray it succeeds. That will be a breakthrough, right? Because I've studied this. I've followed up this, and I discovered that the control by the Europeans and the Americans and others is to refuse to sell to us the technology of refining so that we are forced to come and buy from them.
And of course, many of them now produce petroleum. Yeah. They produce petroleum products as well. Of course,
and to sell to us. So this, we are not going to pretend. The government under my presidency will publicly, as a public ownership, build more refineries as government. Because government to government is easier, right? We'll do it, and then later on when it is functioning properly, maybe privatize if you want. But we must build it. That's the first step. Build enough refineries to generate enough products to supply and even oversupply the national market. That is number. There shouldn't be shortage. That is number one. Once you do that, subsidy is over. Because refinery, you can put, do you know that the new refinery in Nigeria, next door to us? Why shouldn't there be refinery in Kano? And there's one already in Kaduna, in the various centers. There should be refineries in all the strategic centers. Fortunately, we in those days have pipelines to every part of, major part of Nigeria, so we can have refineries. The products are there. But they are not able to do it because the owners of the technology or refineries are not selling to us. In order to control us, to go and buy from them. That's the reality.
Professor Gana, item 4. On
the item 4.
on the development plan.
The item 4 is, we've noticed that the war against corruption is not being fought transparently. And therefore, there is a sense in which, even though government says it, is basically not being fought in the way that you would eradicate it. So we have fight against corruption and indiscipline. And for us, we'll start with indiscipline. Corruption is because of indiscipline. I was in MAMSA for 8 years. I know it. That when somebody is disciplined, corruption is, when somebody prefers a good name to money, that is already his own police.
So that talks to our value system.
Yes, you will not spoil your name. A good name is better than gold. You come from communities where your good name. I come from in Nupe Kingdom. For you to be a thief, good gracious, to be associated with them, nobody wants it. Nobody. I'm telling you, return to that kind of values. That is a self-control. But some communities, they celebrate them. They give them chieftain status.
In some communities, I'm told that if you are found as a thief, they bury you alive. That was the penalty.
It's very, very bad.
But all that
but now, so we have to return to those values, core values, and instill discipline. But beyond that, you now sanction whoever is corrupt. Not the way they are doing it now is a way of just punishing those who are opposing government. Because some people now are corrupt, that they run away from a party. Once they are in the ruling party, they are safe. In our own case, the president and his inner circle will be the one that will be watched the most, because you'll be leaders by. That's the one Lincoln you did in Singapore. His own cabinet were the most watched, and anyone who really is corrupt, you are out. You are disgraced. So you cannot just hide because you are near to president. In fact, the light shines brighter nearer the president. So that is important. Unfortunately, although some people, the current leader is very strong on that, but those who are surrounding him, those who are, it seems as if the way to hide is just to go and hide near government, then you are safe. No. If you want to fight corruption, you yourself, leadership by example. Those around you, leadership by example. You deal severely with any associate who is corrupt, then the rest will be so frightened. You? See what he did to this? Are you in your... All right. That's what will send the message. So we want the fight against corruption to be very, very, very effectively done, fairly, justly, properly, in a godly way. Not the way now you are just punishing people because they are opposing government and so on. No, properly. And the reason why we have to fight corruption is that we are losing so much resources to people just stealing money. Fortunately, the technology of making corruption impossible is available.
Item 5.
Item 5, of course, is T, that's technology. Technology education, human development. So we've codenamed this SWIFT so that people can remember. S for security engineering, W for wealth creation, I for infrastructure excellence and power supply, then F is for fight against corruption and indiscipline, and the T for technology, education, and human development, which I come from that sector. If you want to develop any nation, don't start with the resources, start with the people. Reform them, educate them, give them skills. So science and technology is the ruling thing, though. So
people talk about the fact that it takes so much resources away, and the results are not apparent until a long gestation period.
And therefore,
for politics and politicians, it's not very attractive because you are in office for 4 years. At the end of 4 years, you want to show results. And I've spoken to other educationists like you who are in political office, and they say, look, when you're outside, it's a very, very viable idea. But when you get in and then your advisors tell you, look, yeah, we can make this investment. It's a very good idea. This will be the result. But it's going to come out in 10 years. Even if you are successfully able to serve 2 terms in office, that will only be 8 years. You will be gone. It's the person who is coming after you who will then appear to take. How will you tackle this?
The first thing I want to emphasize is that it's good for politicians to be in politics for service, not for power. You want to serve your people, sow that seed. Let it be qualitative. Let it be good. If at the end of the 4 years they don't re-elect you because they will come on, it will blossom later. You will celebrate you. But be willing to sacrifice to serve your people. It's when people are hankering after second term. Who would do that? The way to really, as it were, to go for a second term is not even to look for it, but to serve the people, develop them, get there. Just keep the work. They will beg you to stay. That's the secret. You don't promise heaven and earth and not do anything. Promise less and deliver more. Enormous credibility. That's the way. But people think that you do this, that's the way to lose it. The way to really gain it is to spend even if you are just 1 year in office, so do it that they say, my God, that man is great. Look at what he's done. They may not have completed, but they see it. So in education, and this is real, Chief Awolowo of blessed memory is remembered today because he sacrificed on free education. And long after he has gone, we still remember what is done. Believe you me, we will go for high quality education. It's a good thing to do. And societies, once they see it, they will force those who follow you to make sure they follow the same line. Because the way to really develop a nation is to qualitatively develop the people, transform them, educate them. Look at how, you could be on any network. You're brilliant. Because you've been transformed. We went to some of the best universities, right? Ahmadu Bello University, I went to University of London, University of Aberdeen, going to the best. And we did very, very well. Nigerian education system will be reformed. We will bring back academic excellence into this. It is costly, yes, but fortunately, there is out there in the world, people really want to pour in resources into human development. It's amazing. Once you get the structure correct and you get the teaching thing correct, people are willing, as long as they know you are not corrupt. Now, look at, I don't want to name a few African countries that were in serious trouble until when they now, the kind of resources coming for them for education and health. There are humanitarian funds in the world just for education and health because it will develop the people. I'm telling you, it's not theory, it's real. And the funds will move in because you are developing people, you are sharpening people, you are not stealing the money. You are building, and empowerment is the best way to transform the people because when you empower a person, you free them for life. And you now become an agent of freeing the rest. So we shall transform Nigeria by transforming the people of Nigeria. We will not be ashamed to invest in the people of their education, health, housing, qualitative human development. So anywhere Nigerians go, they are proud to be Nigerians. They are happy to be Nigerians.
Professor Gana, thank you so much for speaking with us. Thank you very much. It's been our pleasure having you.
Thank you very, very much.